Hello and welcome to a brand new series here on Puretsu Pizza Power. It is All Japan Pro Wrestling. Yes, we are booking All Japan Pro Wrestling, modern All Japan Pro Wrestling, bang up today, April 2026. And of course, April 2026, as I'm sure many of you are aware, that means it's Champion Carnival time. So our first show, we're going to be diving right into it, the first night of the Champion Carnival. And Kento Miyahara, as is pretty much always the case for the last decade or more in All Japan. He's the glue of modern All Japan after all. Kento Miyahara sits on top of the promotion as the main man, currently enjoying his 7th reign as the Triple Crown Heavyweight Champion, and who, if anybody, will be able to take the place of the ace here in All Japan Pro Wrestling. And that's an argument that many people could have different names to add to. I would say somebody who probably has the most potential to do so right now is 26-year-old Yuma Anzai. He has had opportunities at the Triple Crown before. Indeed, he has had a reign as the Triple Crown Heavyweight Champion back in 2024. Wasn't the longest of reigns, so there is the opportunity to get back into that position and truly take the stage from Kento Miyahara if he can do that. But Kento Miyahara, man, what a wrestler, what an amazing guy. He's not ready to give up his place at the top of All Japan. He loves being the ace of All Japan Pro Wrestling. He calls himself the best of the best for a reason, and he lives up to that time after time when it comes to the big matches. He's probably the best wrestler on the worldwide stage who is not given the recognition he deserves outside of the All Japan bubble, especially as far as the Western audiences go. Purely, I think, because so many fans have not been exposed to him, because it's very rare for wrestlers to be exclusive in this day and age. I mean, pretty much everybody jumps to different promotions. I mean, you've seen it recently now with even Mystico in CMLL. He's now on a shared contract with AEW. But Kento Miyahara, outside of a few crossovers, I mean, there was a thing with Nakajima a few years back, and he's appeared in Glee. He pretty much sticks to All Japan, and I don't believe he's ever wrestled abroad either. So if you want to watch Kento Miyahara matches, you need to be watching All Japan Pro Wrestling. So he is, people who have seen him know how blooming good he is, but he's still very much a secret outside of Japan as well, as far as a large chunk of wrestling fans go, in my opinion anyway. And All Japan, it's been quietly rebuilding itself. I mean, the history of All Japan, it's a rocky one, far from its glory years of the 90s, and it was never quite the same after the Exodus, was it, in the early 2000s, but consistently putting on great shows, building back their audience slowly but surely. It's one of my favourite promotions to watch. You can't beat a bit of King's Road. So let's have some fun booking modern All Japan. And we've also got, of note, the current tag team champions, the Titans of Calamity, Rene Abbey and Talos. And these guys have recently been appearing in the NWA over in the States, competing in and winning the Crockett Cup. So that's getting more eyes on Rene Abbey and Talos, but probably on All Japan as well. And hopefully the relationship between All Japan and NWA, which has got a lot of history going back, decades, hopefully that can blossom again and just bring more eyes outside of Japan onto modern All Japan, because it's wonderful to reminisce and focus on the glory days of All Japan, the great days of Kobashi, Misawa, Kawada, Hansen, Vader, all those classic battles in the 90s. But there is a lot of good stuff being offered by the modern All Japan product as well. And let's just see what we can do here. I think this is going to be a fun save, and given how busy I am with certain things in my life right now, this style of wrestling should be fingers crossed, easier for me to book and consistently get videos out of. We will see. But yeah, feel free to join me and hopefully you enjoy the ride. Looking at our Champion Carnival blocks, we've got our 8 men in A block: Rei Saito, the main man himself, the best of the best, Kento Miyahara, Go Shiozaki, Yuma Anzai, the Gawara TV champion Kuma Arashi, Kengo Mishimo, Talos, and Odyssey. And then in B block we have Hideki Suzuki, Ren Ayabe, Jun Saito, Ryuki Honda, Daisuke Sekimoto, Madoka Kikuta, Zion, and Yuma Ayagi. And without further ado, we're going to get to our first show, night 1, from Korakuen Hall, and that will be headlined by our A block encounter in Champion Carnival between Go Shiozaki and Yuma Anzai. So this show, I'm booking this now, and at time of posting this video, the actual show in reality happened, and Go Shiozaki and Yuma Anzai was absolutely incredible. And I would say my second favourite match on the show was Daisuke Sekimoto and Yuma Ayagi. So if we get anything close to the quality of the bouts in reality in this first show of the save, I'll be very happy indeed. This will probably be the first show, and the only show actually, that I am booking in the save after it has happened in reality. Going forward, I hope to be ahead of the real life shows, and you will see obviously differences than how it's going to go in reality. And yes, but this is just the starting point. So without further ado, let's get to it. We open up with a decent 6-man tag team encounter. Hokuto Amori, Dan Tamura, and Hikaru Saito defeat Seigo Tachibana, who is our current junior champion, Saiki Yoshioka, and Shoto Kafuchi in 11 minutes 6 seconds after Dan Tamura beats Seigo Tachibana. The match was designed to work the crowd, and it succeeded in getting the show off to a strong start. Hikaru Saito was really off his game in this one, and our standout performer was Dan Tamura. So I'm pleased Dan Tamura was the guy who picked up the victory, and potentially Dan Tamura has secured himself a future junior championship shot. Time will tell. 59 segment rating overall there. Moving forth into our first Champion Carnival action from A block, Rei Saito defeats the Gawara TV champion Kuma Arashi in 8 minutes 43 via pinfall. It was a decent bout. Rei Saito's performance was 59, which was quite leagues above Kuma's performance at 36. The match was too short for an important match in the eyes of the audience. Rei Saito benefited from having a groundswell of public support, and he benefited from being in amazing form as well. This match got the crowd hotter, so 2 points on the scoreboard for Rei Saito to get the ball rolling in A block of the Champion Carnival. 44 segment rating overall. And we have a match with great wrestling and good heat to kick off the B block proceedings. Daisuke Sekimoto defeats Yuma Ayagi in 20 minutes 37 seconds via pinfall following a high angle bridge and German suplex. Everything about the match was specifically designed to give it an epic feel in the eyes of the fans, and yeah, it got the crowd buzzing alright. Yuma Ayagi, despite being on the losing end of things, he was the standout in-ring performer with 68, whereas Sekimoto was 55. But yeah, that did the job there. 66 segment rating, quite happy with that one. We dial things down a touch now, though the crowd do still stay hot, and it's back to A block action, and Kengo Mishimo defeats Talos with a surprise cradle pinfall. 8 minutes 25 was the match time. Decent wrestling, not much in the way of crowd heat though, and the match was designed to work the crowd a little, and the match was poorly placed. The crowd were already hot and they didn't need working. Kengo seemed off his game. Talos had an in-ring performance of 41. Kengo was a little bit above that at 45, though he was off his game tonight. Segment rating 35. Moving on. So a young man in an AJPW dojo attire enters the ring and he's handed a microphone. The youngster introduces himself as the 18-year-old Hiratsuga Mashita, and he reveals that after training in the All Japan dojo, he officially turns pro today. Standing at 6'1", Mashita says that he looks forward to showing off his exciting evolution of King's Road with a blend of heavyweight strength and the speed and technique of a junior. So yeah, we've got a new roster member and we will see how this kid does going forth. We have an 8-man tag as the best of the best, the Triple Crown champion Kento Miyahara teams with Rising Hayato, Atsuki Ayagi and Ryuki Honda, and they take on and defeat Ryo Inoue, Musashi rather, there's me getting tongue-tied, and the Havoc members Odyssey and Shotaro Ashino in 13 minutes 24 when Kento Miyahara pinned Ryo Inoue with a shutdown German suplex hold. The match was designed to tell a Pacific story, and Odyssey was the weak link in this one, which doesn't come as a great surprise, struggling to keep up with everybody else's in-ring performance. And the best performance of the competitors was Kento Miyahara with 61, though we do get better from Kento than that, and I'm sure we will when it comes to the big bouts. But yeah, this was too short for an important match in the eyes of our audience, but you know what, it isn't really an important bout. It's not really a Champion Carnival bout. It's kind of like slotted in there to give these guys something to do, let's be honest. And the match got the crowd hotter, so I think for the position it was in on the card, it did a serviceable job. The crowd's still white hot. 43 segment rating overall. Back to Champion Carnival action, a segment rating of 45 and a decent match with Zion defeating Hideki Suzuki in 6 minutes 55, a very short match here, by pinfall with a swinging Samoan drop. The match was designed to work the crowd, and this match was part of the B block, and Zion had an evening performance of 29, which was leagues below Hideki Suzuki with a 68, and the match, again, we're getting that poorly placed warning. Hey ho, there you go. Moving forward. And in our semi-final, Rene Abbey defeated Jun Saito in B-block action. 20 minutes and 36 seconds was the pinfall time. The match was designed to tell a Pacific story, and the match was, well, like I said, part of B-block. And Rene Abbey, he had a 42 in-ring performance, and Jun Saito was above that with a 50. Jun Saito benefited from having a groundswell of public support. Good to see that the crowd is still very hot after this one as we move into our main event. And in our main event of the Champion Carnival Night 1, we have Go Shiozaki defeating Yuma Anzai in a good match. 21 minutes and 52 seconds was the time of the pinfall, which come via a strong arm lariat, and Shiozaki can certainly hit those lariats just like he can hit his chops. And the match was designed so the wrestlers could go out and try and steal the show, and Go Shiozaki was an in-ring performance of 45, but the defeated Yuma Anzai had the best in-ring performance with a 69 rating. Shiozaki and Anzai had a pretty good chemistry and it lifted the crowd, though the match did drag at the end as it was a bit too long for the workers to keep an all-out pace going, and both men were visibly tired towards the end as a result. Yuma and Sai benefited from having a groundswell of public support. The match got the crowd buzzing, and the crowd heat at the end was very hot. So I would say for the first show of the Champion Carnival, that delivered. Could it have been better? Yeah, but it was, it did the job in my opinion. So a 54 rating for that one. And then we move on to close the show. Go Shiozaki gives some comments on the microphone. Shiozaki says that this is not only the year where he'll win the Champion Carnival for the first time, but 2026 will go on to be the year where, after over a decade, he'll be reunited with the Triple Crown. So big ambitions for Go Shiozaki going forth in the Champion Carnival and beyond. And we have a 47 rating overall, and the show increased our popularity in 2 regions. The show was flat because we didn't meet the pre-show requirement for creative energy, but yeah, that was the first night of Champion Carnival. And now we move on to night 2 of the Champion Carnival, and this will be headlined by Kento Miyahara and Go Shiozaki, so that's a very intriguing bout. And we are at the Nagoya Club Diamond Hall, 289 in attendance for this one, and we start off right away with Champion Carnival action from B block, with Zion defeating Rene Abbey in 11 minutes and 52 seconds via a roll-up pinfall. And the match was designed to tell a Pacific story, and it had a decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. Still, it succeeded in getting the show off to a strong start and getting the crowd hotter. 42 rating overall. Then we carry on with more B-block action as Jun Saito takes on Yuma Ayagi, and Jun Saito gets the win, defeating Yuma Ayagi in 20 minutes 22 via pinfall, and that's 2 losses now for Yuma. So he's not doing very well at the moment in the carnival. And the bout had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, and it was designed to tell a Pacific story. Jun Saito benefited from having a groundswell of public support. The match got the crowd hotter, and both men were pretty even as far as in-ring performance goes, with 54 for Jun Saito and just one below that for Yuma Ayagi. 59 overall. Then we move on to some B block action with Madoka Kikuta and Ryuki Honda. And Madoka Kikuta defeats Ryuki Honda in 15 minutes 2 seconds in a decent match with a roll up. And Kikuta was by far the best performer in this one with a 53 rating. And the segment as a whole got a 52 rating. And the crowd is very hot at the end of that one, which is what we like to see. And then we have non-carnival action with a 6-man tag, and it's a decent one with the Bakano Jidai members Seigo Tejibana, Yuki Mayota, and Kengo Mashino taking on and defeating Hokuto Amori, Dan Tamura, and Hikaru Sato, when Kengo Mashino defeated Hikaru Sato with a quick cradle, and the match was designed to tell a specific story. Hikaru Sato was off his game, Hokuto Amori was also off his game, and the best in-ring performance was from Yuko Miyamoto with a 55. Dan Tamura also had a decent performance with a 53. Back to Champion Carnival action from the B block, and it's Daisuke Sakimoto defeating Hideki Suzuki in a decent match, just under the 20-minute mark, and the high angle bridging German suplex secures the pinfall for Sakimoto. And yeah, in-ring performance wise, Sakimoto had a 52 rating, and the segment rating got a 55 overall. The crowd remains very hot. And then in A block action, it's Rei Sato defeating Odyssey in a decent match in 13 minutes 7 seconds via pinfall. I did want another result with this one, I'm not going to lie, but Rei Sato was not very happy with what I was proposing, so we ended up with this result. And Rei Sato had a groundswell of public support, and he also benefited from being in amazing form. And looking at the ratings, I think Rei Sato was right to dispute what I had planned. I didn't want him to I didn't want Odyssey to win, I will say that. That was not what I was planning. I was probably going to go with a draw. I was going to go with a ring out, a count out. But yeah, Rei Sato didn't want none of that. He wanted to win this one, and that's what he got. So 51 segment rating overall, and the crowd was very hot at the end of this one. And then we move on to our next bout, the main event of the night. Kento Miyahara defeats Go Shiozaki in a bout with great heat and good wrestling. 24 minutes and 4 seconds pinfall victory, coming via way of the shutdown German suplex hold. The match was designed so the wrestlers could go out and try and steal the show. And Kento Miyahara had an in-ring performance of 66 and Go Shiozaki with a 41. The match dragged at the end as it was too long for the workers to keep an all-out pace going. Go Shiozaki was visibly tired towards the end, but the match got the crowd buzzing, and the crowd was still very hot at the end of this one. And then we have Kento with his one-of-a-kind charisma closing the show on the microphone, telling the fans that he's just given them a solid reminder of why he's the best of the best, the man who is at the top and staying at the top. He's the best thing for All Japan Pro Wrestling and all of its fans. Kento cups his ears as he plays to the crowd before saying that as loud as the cheers for him are, he needs to make them even louder throughout the Champion Carnival. And as the wins keep on coming, that's exactly what that will intend to make happen. So Kento Miyahara improvised very well throughout this segment, and a segment rating of 63 overall. And we have a 58 overall rating, and the show didn't result in any popularity changes, but there we go. So that concludes our second show of Champion Carnival. So over in the WWE, Jacob Fatu is wowing the fans with a brand new catchphrase, but that's not what you're interested in, I don't think. You're interested in the tournament standings in the Champion Carnival after 2 shows. Where does everybody stand with points? So we'll find that information out now. In A block, it's Rei Sato who's leading the pack with 4 points. Kento Miyahara, Go Shiozaki, and Kingo Mishimo, they have 2 points. and everyone else stands at 0 points. And then in B block, it is Zion and Daisuke Sekimoto who have 4 points each. They're both tied at the top. And we've got Rene Abe with 2 points, Jun Saito with 2 points, and Madoka Kikuta with 2 points, and everyone else is at 0 points. So we will be back with video 2 with the third show of Champion Carnival action, and thank you for watching.